Hi. I'm looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly. 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 Molly.
Hey, what's up, BlueCast fam? It's your boy Mouse, back again with a new video. I know it's been a minute. I'm sorry for the wait. I've had a lot going on. We threw a music festival. We went to other festivals. Essentially, I've just been going to festivals. I haven't really been that busy. But this episode, we've got a little doozy for you. We're going to be talking about Molly. Molly is great. Molly makes you feel good. Molly makes you want to dance. But also, Molly makes you sad. And we're going to talk about the ups and downs and the ins and outs of Molly. So MDMA, or 3,4-methylenedioxymethamphetamine, was first invented in 1912 by a German company called Merck, which you may know for various other things that you take on the reg. It was originally made to stop bleeding or control bleeding. I think it probably didn't work very well at that, and they just kind of shelved it, and it stayed, in their records for quite some time. And then in the 70s, along comes this guy, Alexander Shulgin, who remakes it, thinking that it could be interesting, and finds that it's definitely very interesting. He was aware, even in 1970, that there were therapeutic benefits with using MDMA. And I'm very much inclined to agree. I know a lot of people who have used MDMA therapeutically, including myself, to work through trauma and deal with just things in life. It's also a great thing to bring your partner and yourself closer together, whether intimately or just talking, because it is an amphetamine, and you will be very chatty on it. One of the reasons that it works really good in therapy is it's a little bit of a disinhibitor, and at the same time it really makes you want to talk. So you're more likely to be able to talk about these things that are bothering you. It's not so much like a mushroom or LSD therapeutic thing where it's like you have a trip and then afterwards you have to think about it, and you find out that, oh, this is why I was depressed or whatever. It's more like MDMA will allow you to actually talk through that and kind of have the courage within yourself to bring that to the surface. Now, in the 70s and 80s, this was used as the therapeutic agent, and our friendly DEA took that option away from us. It was criminalized as a Schedule I drug in 1985 and remains that way. Now, in the 2020s, we're in the future, baby. The FDA did grant MDMA a breakthrough therapy status, which essentially means that it sort of is accelerating the process for its approval in therapeutic use, which is great news. However, I know there's a lot of wooks and hippies and raver kids, and all these people are out there saying, but what, I don't need therapy. I just want to get my oons on. I'm just trying to get out there. I'm just trying to dance, man. I'm just trying to dance. And I get it. MDMA is one of the best club drugs that you could ever ask for. It makes dancing feel great. You have tons of energy. There's visual aspects to it that make lasers and lights look great, like much more fun than they would be if you were sober. And obviously dancing with a partner is very fun because it's an entactogen, which means touch, and touch sensation is enhanced quite a bit. So a hug feels real good. Other things feel better, but here's the problem. A lot of you are using it wrong. You're doing too much. You're doing far too much. Now, you will find a lot of differences in what people will classify as Molly. Some people will say that Molly just refers to pressed pills that look like this, and some people will say Molly just refers to the crystals, which look like this. Now, in my mind, both of these things can be considered Molly. They're both MDMA. However, in the pressed pills, there's a much higher chance that that is going to be cut with something, whether it's speed, like meth or coke, or I've seen it cut with opiates. I've heard that it's been cut with mescaline, although that doesn't make a ton of sense. But the chances are that you're more likely going to run into either a cut, or it's not going to be MDMA at all, and it's going to be something like a cathinone, like BK-MDMA, or various other, MDMA analogs. The recent trend, however, with pressed MDMA pills is to include far too fucking much MDMA in these things. I was at Electric Forest in 2018, and somebody had sold me a pressed pill that was a little blue Game Boy, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. It had the little buttons and everything on it. And I asked the guy what it was dosed at, and he told me 300 milligrams. And in my mind, I thought, that's absurd. There's no way that anyone would put 300 milligrams into one pill, because somebody's liable to take that. And so what I did, being a genius, is I just took that, because I was like, there's no way, can't possibly be 300 milligrams. Well, as it turns out, I found a reliable, honest plug at Electric Forest, and it was for sure 300 milligrams. Now, am I going to sit here and tell you that I didn't have fun? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. I had a lot of fun. I felt really great. However, at certain points, it was overwhelming. I call this being tabled. Now, what do I mean by that? I was sitting at a picnic table and literally could not keep my head up. I was having such an intense body high, and my head was just like fuzzy. I couldn't really see straight. Everything was kind of vibrating. And so I just put my head down on the table. That's being tabled. The point is, 300 is definitely too much. 200 is definitely too much. When we get down to 150, that might be an okay dose for somebody who's larger, like over 250 pounds, something like that. But again, it's too much. If you're just a regular run-of-the-mill fella, you really only need 70 to 100 milligrams of MDMA in order to have a good time. Please trust me on this. If you don't believe me, just try that and then leave a comment in the below area whether or not I ruined your night. I hope I don't ruin your night. I've been reliably taking that dose for several years now, and I haven't lost the magic. But hey, let's talk about losing the magic. What the fuck is that? Losing the magic is something that can happen if you take MDMA too much. You basically lose that feeling of that love feeling that you would get from MDMA. You lose a little bit of that entactogen feel, where it's the sensation of touch is really nice. You just kind of lose some of the things that make MDMA so magic. Now, like I said, a way to avoid this is to avoid the super high doses. You don't need to take 200 milligrams. It's just, you really just don't. But really what's happening is, it's not a magic trick that gets less magic. What's happening is your brain is not able to keep up with the blasts of serotonin that you're hitting yourself with every time you do these very large doses of MDMA or frequent doses of MDMA. You really only want to take MDMA once every 3 months or so, like maximum. I mean, that's like the very edge of what would be sort of acceptable. And that brings us to our next topic, which is serotonin syndrome. Sounds about as fun as it is. You get very sick, you're nauseous, you can die. So all of those things are not bueno. The way to avoid this is to just not take MDMA if you're taking certain medications like these. And another thing that people do is supplement with things like 5-HTP and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that in this video because that's not really something that I do personally. So I prefer a more natural return to normal. Other people will disagree with that, and that's fine. I'm just not going to talk about it because I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to talk out of my ass on here. So there you go. Now, if you've seen some of our other videos, you might know that you can test your drugs. You should always do that. You should always test your drugs because you don't know what you're getting, especially if you're about to take a pressed MDMA pill. You have no idea what's in that fucking thing. So the way that you test MDMA is the most reliable rule out way to do it is to get the marquee reagent. I will actually include a link down below as to where you can get that. It's fully legal to buy, fully legal to own. You can save lives with it. So you should get it. You should test your drugs. Essentially, when you test MDMA, you're looking for it to turn dark purple or black even. I've seen it bubble up for particularly clean MDMA. I've seen it smoke. So if you see those things, don't worry about it. Just means you've got good shit. So that should be a relief. And of course, like with most, if not all other drugs, you should be hydrating while you use this one, especially this one, because you're going to be sweating, you're in the club, you're out there, you know, you're dancing, you're doing it all. You're maybe not drinking water, and this drug will dehydrate you. It jacks up your body temperature, and then when you pair that with being in a club with many people and you're up close, the temperature's rising, you know, the beat's dropping, all that stuff. You gotta hydrate, you gotta drink water. This is a really important one for this. Some people will raise concerns that you can over drink water. I've personally have not been around anybody at an event or a festival or rave that's ever just drank too much water. I think that's probably pretty easily avoided. Just don't constantly be drinking water. Just, you know, drink water every like 20 minutes or 15 minutes and make sure you're hydrated. Check in with yourself, see if you're feeling okay. Do you need to take a breather? Do you need to go outside and get some air? All of that stuff is totally fine. The odds are you're on Molly. If you go outside to cool off, you're gonna find somebody there that you're gonna want to talk to because you're on Molly. As I said in the beginning of the video, Molly makes you sad. After you take Molly, your brain has pretty much used up its available serotonin resources that it had available for you. You blew it all. You had one night and you blew it all. So this means for the next week, maybe 2 weeks, you're probably going to feel a little bit down. You're going to feel down because, one, you're going to be like, damn, Friday night was awesome. Why can't I feel that good all the time? 2, your brain is just not going to have that serotonin. So you're chemically just not going to be able to feel as happy as you would otherwise if you had spent the weekend bicycling and eating celery. However, some of that can be avoided with the earlier mentioned supplements like 5-HTP, taking your vitamins, going outside to get some sun, regular exercise, healthy diet, all that sort of stuff. So what does a crystal Molly look like? Well, it can be purple, also known as purple rock Molly. It can be champagne colored, like a tannish, brownish color, also known as champagne colored Molly. And I've also seen it be perfectly clear, which doesn't have a cool name. And then I've also seen it mixed with MDA, which is on the streets known as sassafras, Sally, which isn't great because MDA and MDMA are not dosed the same. So if you get something that looks kind of like sandy, looks like it's just sand, that is more likely to be MDA. And I would just, maybe start your dose a little lower on that. Start at 50 milligrams and kind of see how you feel, just to be on the safe side, because it's a little easier to do too much MDA when you're doing that. Well guys, this was a new kind of take on these episodes. I didn't actually prepare a script for this one. I just kind of winged it. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. If I've come to this video and forgot a bunch of stuff that you wanted to hear about regarding MDMA, you can complain down below. I definitely will read that, and I won't do anything about it because I've knocked out the MDMA video by doing this one. So don't look for an addendum or anything like that. You can just comment down below and I'll comment something back, and people are just gonna have to be okay with that because that's what we're doing now. So yeah guys, that's all I've got for this episode of BlueCast. I hope you enjoyed this off the script, off the cuff, kind of laid back version of the program. We haven't been putting any episodes out recently, so you know, take what you get and be happy with that, or don't, and comment angrily below. Either way, that's going to work for my algorithm and get more people seeing this video. So with that in mind, please please share the video, please click the notification bell. I don't know what it does, and you might never get a notification. This might be the last video, but you'll be the first to know if it's not. If you do all that stuff, if you subscribe, if you like it, you'll know. That's fucking dumb. So please guys, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. Nobody knows what that does, but I do have a suspicion that it will help my channel. So if you could please just click that notification bell, it means something to me. I can't quantify what it really means to me. And until next time, spread love. Wait. Actually, one more thing. I need to put this PSA out there. Molly water is not the move. Molly water is bad. If you have Molly and you're putting it into a bottle of water, you've fucked up your whole night. You've ruined your chances at being able to take this Molly without tasting ass for the next 15 minutes. Molly does not taste good. It tastes really bad. It tastes like the most astringent soap, nasty. Like, if you don't like cilantro, you're fucked. So please do not add your Molly to your water. Just put it into like a little piece of joint paper or toilet paper, roll it up into a little parachute, and then eat it like a pill. Do not put it into your water. I've seen this go bad a number of times. People don't learn. There's nobody out here that's advocating against this, so I'm championing this cause. Please do not add your water to your Molly. Do not add your Molly to your water. It's gonna taste really bad, and now you have to chug a bottle of this putrid, terrible drug water in order to get off, and I don't want that for you guys. So I think I've done my part.
Hi. I'm looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly. Molly.